What is going on, guys? Winter Kills here, and welcome to a brand new top replays and highlights. I think this is the 4th rendition, and I've got a few interesting highlights for you guys today. If you're interested in replays from the stream, if I have any clips or anything I want to post, they'll be down in the description or in the comments that I'll pin. If you guys want to check those out. And as a reminder, if you want to see any of the stuff happen live, because most of all these replays are from my stream, you can follow me on Twitch down in the description below. There should be a link to my Twitch, as well as my Facebook and Twitter, and the Discord. If you haven't joined that already, I highly recommend you do so. And yeah, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get in to our first replay, which is going to be a Burning Abyss replay versus Metaphys Thunder Dinosaur. I don't remember this one too much, but I remember it was interesting enough to go ahead and save the replay. First things first, simply because it's Metaphys, and I don't think I've ever had a replay of this deck on the channel before, and it's also a Metaphys Thunder build. So, as you can see here, we're just starting off with a normal combo, going into Cherubini and Dante, trying to gain access to that Destrudo if we can. And you'll see his hand over here. He's opened up pretty well. I don't know, actually. We did get the Destrudo, though, so that was good enough. And we end up going into Jak Daxter and the Beatrice here. We are going first, so no Yazi play that's going to be taking place. He's going to start with the Asymmetriphus. I pronounced that probably completely wrong. We're going to negate it because I have no idea what to negate. But, of course, as a Dino player in the Dino Engine, which I absolutely despise, of course he has the double evolution pill for Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. So I just immediately used the Beatrice. I think he probably would have had the opportunity to chain there for the Conductor Tyranno, but does not, so I banished that to the end phase, and lo and behold, it comes back, and now I've got to deal with the Colossus as well. Starting my turn off with the Beatrice, he's activating his trap card. I send the Alec to the graveyard to turn off the effect of Conductor Tyranno, which is going to be really key here. Sending Libic to summon Seer, going into Decode Talker here, and we're going to revive Dante off Seer, bring out Edgem Sabers, and this is where we start to pop off the main combo. Going into Yazi, we're going to clear that Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Mermail is going to start spitting out tokens all over the place. Going into Avermax, summoning out 2 more tokens here. Going into Ib. Ib, I believe, is going to not add Succession there because I think I've already milled it. Using that effect of Sea Archiver to bring itself out. Going into Borrelsword. Now, he does have built-in protection with this Thunder Dragon Colossus, but it does not matter because I've got a double attacking Borrelsword that has cut it down to 1,300. And of course, I do have the effect of my Avermax to swing over for plenty of damage. He can keep saving it all he wants all day. And if he doesn't, he still dies. And if he does, he dies either way. So we're able to put on a ton of damage there against Metaphys Thunder. A pretty interesting deck. Metaphys Thunder Dino, to be exact, from Jenner. So I believe I'm also a member of the Discord. Frequent viewer on Twitch, so shout outs to him. Now we'll go into the next replay here, which is going to be an insane grind game of BA versus Mermail. Here we are playing against Larry, none other than the infamous Larry. This is me playing the current BA build. As you can see, I'm playing the Rocket Tracer that we do not have yet in the TCG, but Larry is playing an experimental build, a build that is not sort of TCG viable yet. And some Guard Dragon plays, as you can see here. Going into Saryuja and trying to draw into some more cards. I believe digging for the Deep Sea King Coelacanth, if I'm correct. And I think that's what type of build this is. But as you can see, a very explosive turn so far, going into Saryuja and having plenty of cards in his hand to make tons and tons of Mermail plays here. Summoning Megalo, discarding the gun and the pike to not use pike, because I believe pike will miss timing. And then going into an Alacia. So not the best field there. I believe he might have messed up the combo at some point, so don't think that's what his intended field was going for. I believe he might have messed up a combo somewhere, did not see the cards he wanted to see. I'm not entirely sure how his build works. He's got a lot of spicy things in it, believe me when I say that. So now going into Decode Talker and gonna go for the Destrudo. Now I messed up the play a bit here, and I'll show you what I mean by that. I should have used E-Telly right now to summon out Psychic Wielder, so I could have synchroed the Wielder with the 2 tokens for Ib and gone from there. I messed up a little bit, admittedly, but either way, it's not going to change the play too much. I should additionally have an extra level. I should have a Dawn Dragster on my field as well instead of the Yazi, because I didn't really need to use that reborn effect of the succession to bring back Yazi. That could have been for level 3 to make Savage Dragon, and then, you know, still have the Mermail field to synchro with the level 3 monster that I brought out. So it could have just been much more beneficial. He clears the Savage Dragon, unfortunately, but I'm able to negate his Alacia at least. But it's now up to him to see if he can clear this Avermax, which I don't know if he had Borolo Dragon in his extra deck. I still don't know to this day. I'm not entirely sure if he would play both Sword and Load with all the other monsters he's playing in his extra deck. I don't think he is. And little does he realize, he's going to have a very hard time getting around this Avermax. We're going to start here by normaling the tour guide that we got so lucky to draw into. I might have searched it in the end phase, I can't remember. Going into the Bamboozling Gossip Shadow and using the power of Avermax to run over that 3,000 defense token. And he's just going to pass his turn there. I've got a monster to get in my field. 2 monsters that cannot just outright not be targeted. So he's going to use the Alacia, send Coelacanth, revive White Aura Bahamut, uses the fact to summon out a token while he controls none. So he'll get that token out and start his turn off with the Moray of Greed, drawing into 2 Null Nuns and a Signet Mining. Not the best draws, but as he tries to get into an enemy, I'm forced to have to negate that with the Bamboozling Gossip Shadow. I'm able to use Rhino Warrior's effect to dump Scarm into the grave for an end phase search. Now, attempting to use Yazi here to be able to blow up the White Aura Bahamut. It's unfortunate for me, able to bring itself back because he does still control that token. Able to go into Dante here, though, and run over, at least attempt to run over the enemy here, and at least clear one of his tokens. He can keep regenerating those tokens so long as he controls none. So I just had to find a way to get over this White Aura Bahamut and get over the token at the same time, because he can keep reviving itself if that token is on the field, using White Aura Monoceros now to revive the Deep Sea King Coelacanth, to summon out 2 fish monsters from his main deck, going for Planter and the Thriller Rabkra, which I believe has a graveyard effect to prevent from destruction. Going to Borosword here, and Borosword himself cannot out the Avermax because it is just so powerful. Now, using Beatrice to send Farfa, to send Destrudo to the graveyard, I need to banish my Gossip Shadow so I can make more plays. Using Wielder to clear that extra token, going into Bryanak to bounce back the White Aura Bahamut, because that card is proving to be a bit of a problem. My opponent still has 12,000 life points, though, because of that early Null Nun challenge that I decided to take. Using Destrudo here to pay another half life points to summon out a Dawn Dragster to potentially stop any spells or traps he might draw. Using the effect of Borosword to attack twice, I thought he'd be able to get over it a second time, but that effect of Avermax to gain the attack of whatever it's attacking is not a hard once per turn. Now, normaling Graph and special summoning Farfa. As Farfa dies, I'm able to clear the sword and swing in for a lot of damage. Not enough to be for game, but just enough to really put some pressure on. The clock is ticking down for my opponent. Summons the Prince, tries one more time with the Borosword, expecting a different outcome, but Avermax is just too powerful, and BA taking that the very grindy 13-turn game against a interesting build of Mermail Fish. Next, we got a interesting replay of Mekk Knight Invoked versus Tenyi, a new deck that has just been released in Rising Rampage, playing against Jenner here, again, much like we did in the first replay when he was playing the Metaphys Thunder deck. Going into Almirage with the effect of the, just linking to Almirage with the one, Alistair, very, very easy card to get into. Now, end phase, I'll be able to search a Gamma because I was able to banish a Psychic monster from my field using Invocation, and that Psychic monster was, of course, a Mekk Knight. Now, going for standard Tenyi plays, going into Link 2, attempting to revive something. I'm going to negate that with the Psy-Frame Gamma, and then he tries to use the light one, which I believe this one summons one from deck or something. Special summon it, also for this turn. Special summon a Tenyi monster from your deck, so that's what you can do if you banish from your grave. So decided to stop both those effects from going off, and just try not to let him get off the ground. Now, he does use this one Engrave's effect to be able to drop a monster I control by 1,500. I respond with Mekaba. He does have the Solemn Strike. Now, I didn't realize he was trying to run over the Lambda, so I accidentally sort of wasted my Mekaba negation there. If I knew he was just going to go over top the Lambda, I probably wouldn't have used the effect of the Mekaba there to be able to stop the Wind one in the graveyard. But either way, he still had a Solemn Strike, which would have been problematic to deal with later on. Now, it's sort of a simplified game state here, both players working with very minimal cards. I can't really attack into his Link 1 because he does have another copy of the Wind Tenyi in his graveyard. So if we did attack it, or if I did attack it, you'd drop it down to 1,000 and we'd crash, which wouldn't be too good. But I'm able to finally resolve this Purple Nightfall here after each of us have had a couple Ash Blossoms to throw at each other. Still able to resolve that, get a blue Sky Surge, and just go from there. I'm able to Ash his Hollow of Dragon Chakra, or I think it's called like Dragon Circle or something in the TCG, I forget its name, but it like dumps a Tenyi and adds a Tenyi. Able to go into Purgatrio here, Pierce for some damage. It's not quite enough, unfortunately. Top decks the Judgment for him, and then he's able to crash, use the blue Tenyi to revive the monster that was destroyed, and pop an additional card on my field, and just gonna run him, or just try to destroy rather the Purgatrio and run over the Almirage that I was actually able to bring back. Now gonna use Purple Nightfall here to grab Indigo Eclipse, use that Hornet Drones to be able to add back Hornet Drones and go into Kagari, etc., and then go all the way into Blackluster Soldier, Chaos Soldier, who cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. But, like, one thing I wasn't expecting, a lot of these Tenyi monsters in his graveyard do not target. So even going for this card, the extra mile, really wasn't going to save me. The only thing that saved me at the end of the day was the simple fact that he had only 100 life points left, and that's all I needed to deal was 100 damage. And I still had this World Legacy Secret set as well, which came in kind of handy, well, would have came in handy had he tried to make any more Link plays. So that is that replay here. Next, we have, this is called Lone Fire Yeet, because I most certainly yeeted this Lone Fire into non-existence. So here Larry is playing an interesting build of Generaider, which is a really cool level 9 deck, which I've been thinking about making a featured archetype on. And if you guys want to see that featured archetype, let me know down in the description below, or the comment section below, if you guys want to see me go over and cover all the Generaider cards in a video. Now, I'm playing Speedroids, which is a deck that I haven't told you guys yet. I've actually picked up and I've been playtesting over one of my streams the other day, and I'm actually really enjoying the deck. Why did I want to pick up Speedroids? I don't know. It was like $30 for the entire deck, and it's really fun to play, actually. It's a really cool synchro-oriented deck, and I love synchro decks. They're like some of my favorite types of decks to play. Get started with Terratop, one of the best cards in the deck, which is unfortunately at 1, but he has the Solemn Strike. He tries to Ash my Glass Spell. Luckily for me, I've got the Call by the Grave, and I use Speed Recovery here, summon out the Rubber Band Plane, and dropped one of his monsters by 600 attack, going to the Rubber Band Shooter, which unfortunately does get stopped, but I'm able to go into Clearwing Fast Dragon, which is really nice because it does provide an additional negate. I've got a Solemn Judgment for myself. Goes into IP Masquerena, which is actually a really solid card that's going to be coming out. Allows you to link on your opponent's turn, essentially, and able to have access to cards like Nightmare, Unicorn, Phoenix, and Cerberus during your opponent's turn. Especially with a deck like Generaider, that the field spell allows you literally just to puke out tokens non-stop. The field spell is really, really good. Gonna normal the Terratop that I added back off of recovery to get Take Tom Borg, Rubber Band Plane here, summoning out these 6-sided red-eyed dice, and going into High Speedroid Kite Drake to nuke every other card on the field and swinging for 3k with a set Judgment. I'm able to stop his next play, which is the Lone Fire Blossom, and that Lone Fire gets yeeted by the Solemn Judgment. And yeah, just a pretty cool replay of Speedroids taking on the new Generaider deck, and really wanted to show you guys that. And I've got another replay here. This is Photons versus I think an older build of that 60-card Thunder Nekroz deck that I made a video on. But this replay, really not too much I wanted to show you guys, other than me pulling off the Drag Lubion play. I believe number 97 is its name. I'm not entirely sure. But as you know, that is a new rank 8 dragon monster that we have now in the TCG, which you can actually play to some good effect here in Photon Galaxy. Now, I'm forced to go into Galaxy Ice Photon Dragon that way so I can get over the Unicorn before I go into Soul Flare, so I can make this play happen. Set Transmigration with number 90 and a Galaxy Eyes in hand for my Soul Flare Dragon. So we're in a really good position using Inception Engrave, or Celebration rather, and using that effect, summoning Necrophase Going into Time Thief Redoer, I'm able to destroy that. He does chain the effect to bring it back. Tries to use the effect in the standby phase. I negate that right off the bat. And here I summon out Galaxy Brave, link that into a Soul Flare, add back the Galaxy Knight, and this is where we're going to be able to go into number 97 Draglubion to summon out number C107 with number 107 underneath it and swing for 4,500 damage. Not the most optimal time to be summoning this card, but I just wanted to show you guys that you can make this play happen essentially in Photon Galaxy. Swing for 4,500 damage right there, and then when you make C107, it has this effect. Once per turn, you can detach one Xyz material from this card until the end of this turn. Negate the effects of all other face-up cards currently on the field. Also, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects on the field. And if this card has number C107 Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon as an Xyz material, which it did, it gains this effect. You contribute 2 monsters. This card can make up to 3 attacks on monsters during each battle phase this turn. So if you are going second in Photon and you just have a Soul Flare with a rank 8 play, which is very common to set up, you can go into this, use C107's added effect, and tribute both the Galaxy Eye Soul Flare and this to make up to 3 attacks on monsters and put on tons and tons and tons of damage. This, I believe, is going to be the last replay that I show. This is Crusadia versus Nekroz, a newer version of Crusadia, as you can see, playing the Sky Striker engine in here, because I think the Sky Striker engine fits really, really good in the Crusadia, just because of this simple interaction here with grabbing Hornet drones and able to basically use Hornet drones to trigger multiple effects of your Crusadia monsters to sort of save cards in your hand. Then going into the Ecomax with the Sat Crawler Palladian, and just having a pretty solid board overall. Tributing that there to negate the effect of Manju, and then summoning the Crawler Palladian, or Crusadia Crawler, rather, to add the World Legacy World Land, so I'm sort of safe from any attack that I might receive, because anything he tries to attack with, I can instantly drop by 3,000, and that's going to have a very hard time getting over my Ecomax. So as you can see, the 60 card Thunder Nekroz deck going off here with tons of cool Cyber Angel plays, spinning back my Ecomax and swinging in with these buffed up Nekroz monsters because of the Cyber Angel Eye to 10. But luckily for me, I drew a Crusadia for turn. The Arborea comes in clutch here because I'm able to protect my Reclusia from its own destruction, able to clear off that Unicorn in time by building those chain links properly, going into Ecomax here very quickly, using the field spell and using Maximus's effect, dropping that monster by 3,000, swinging for 7,600, resolving the Testament to draw 3, just in case I wasn't able to secure victory there. Yeah, that's going to be game right there. So those are all the replays I'm going to show you guys today. I'll show you guys some quick updated profiles, at least for some of the ones that were featured in this video. We have the Burning Abyss deck, which has only changed slightly, I believe, since that test stand video I made, or I really haven't changed it at all. The current Mermail list is right here. It's almost ready. I'm just gonna wait until an enemy comes out before I do a profile. I know you guys want to see it. Also waiting on this card as well to come in the mail from Rising Rampage. And here's my current Speedroid list. I haven't had a chance to test this version with Tempest yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. And as soon as I get all the cards in the mail for the Speedroid deck, I'll be happy to show you guys a profile and some duels with it as well. And the current Invoked Mekk Knight list, I think the only difference here is I might have dropped this, or no, one of these Gammas, and added in like another Sky Striker spell, I think. And maybe I dropped this and the Morning Star in the deck, or maybe I think I just dropped this and kept this in. But I've made some slight changes, as you can see. So yeah, that's going to do it for this top replays and highlights video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, if you subscribe on Twitch and you have any replays you want to show and you're in the Discord, you have access to post replays in the replay submission channel, which can get featured on the series. So if you haven't subscribed on Twitch, or if that's something you're thinking about doing, feel free to do that. Helps support me a lot there on Twitch. If you want to go the extra mile, you don't have to, but just something I figured I'd mention. And like I said, if you want to watch me on Twitch, link to my Twitch page down in the description. Join Discord as well, and check out Imperium Duelist also. So thank you guys so much for watching. We're almost at 10K subscribers. I think we're like 40 something away, which is absolutely insane. Gonna be doing a big giveaway through Imperium once we hit that goal. And yeah, hope you guys having a good day. As always, Winter Kill signing out. We'll see you in the next one.